Hey, welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to set up reference images in Blender. So we're going to be getting started with a little project. We're going to create a metallic water bottle, like reusable water bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that we're coming in this through our remote connection. It's more complicated, and I'll give you guys the sort of instructions if you're using a local Blender that you've installed on your personal machines. But let's go to horizon.asdk12.org and do the remote. It's a little more complicated, so we're gonna model the more complicated version for you. So here we're logging into our account in Horizon, and we're going to get assigned a random computer here. We're going to click on Robert's Horizon Lab, and that will log us into one of those 30 machines that's up there in room G109 at Service High School that we might actually see here in the next month or so. All right, so here we're waiting for it to log me into a machine, and I'm going to show you where to go to get the reference image. So I have the reference image. It's actually, we're going to open up Google Chrome here on our remote desktop, and let's go ahead and see if we can navigate to Canvas. So it's not letting me type there. Try again. There we go. So once we're into Canvas here, there will be a little link in the assignment. We're going to go ahead and go into Computer Animation, and we'll go ahead and go into Modules. So this is Activity 1.9 that we're taking a look at here, and it's got a bunch of resources. I'm going to scroll all the way down to 1.9. So here there's a reference image as well as an HDR image. We'll be using two. So this actually is a link to a folder. If we click here, we're going to get into the folder, and there's these two, and there's a little download links up here, so I'm going to hit download. Now here's the deal, this is going to download in my downloads folder, which you guys can't get to as students. It's just a security precaution on the local machine. So we're actually going to go up here and click on our three dots and click settings right in here, and we'll scroll down to advanced right here, and you can see downloads. So we want to change this so it saves not to downloads but to our desktop. So I'm just going to come in here, click this PC, and click desktop, and choose select folder. So now you can see it's changed this to desktop. Actually, I accidentally clicked a file inside of that file, so I'm going to go back here, just choose desktop, and click select folder. Okay, there we go. Now it just says desktop at the end there. You can also click here to just have it ask you every time where you want it to be saved and not save it to the download folder. So either of those work. And then if we come back over here, we can download this guy, and it's going to default to our desktop, which is fine. That's what I want it. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to go ahead and download this one as well. This will save me some time later. It's going to ask me where to save it and default to my desktop. I'm going to click save. Okay, so now that we have these on our desktop, we are ready to roll. You can see one of those files is right here. It's teeny tiny, but we'll get that into Blender and get it set up as a reference image in the next step. All right, in the second step, we're here in Blender, and we've got our metallic or reference file, basically the metallic blue water bottle picture on our desktop. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come in and we're going to go ahead and get rid of our cube. So I'm hitting X to delete the cube, and we want to bring our image in. So we actually use the add menu, and we can go down to image, and you'll see a reference here. So again, that's add menu, image, and we're using it as a reference image. When you do this, it's going to open up a File Explorer box, and you need to go find your picture. So on my desktop, I've got my water bottle picture here, and I'm going to click Load Reference Image down here in the lower right, and now I've got the picture there. Now it kind of brings the picture in at about a 90-degree, perpendicular to your viewport image, and so we want to clear the rotation, and there's actually a shortcut to do that. So if you hit Alt-R or Option-R, I believe on the Mac, you're going to end up zeroing out the rotation. And you can see over here in properties that it just made the 0, 0, and 0. So you can manually do that as well. You could, if I undo, you can see it's at 63.76 and 65.8 degrees. Basically, that shortcut allows me to hit, change this to 0, change this to a 0, delete it all, 0, and change this to 0. Okay, so much faster just to use the Alt-R shortcut key, but it works. Now I actually want to stand this up, so I'm going to rotate it around this red axis by 90 degrees, which should flip it up. So the keyboard shortcuts for that are R to rotate, and you can see I'm in rotate mode here. I'm going to right click to get back out, but so R, and then I want to rotate it around the X, so I'm going to hit X on my keyboard, and you can see it highlights the red, and then 90. And then in order to lock that into place, I'm going to hit enter. All right, awesome. So I have that up. I'm actually going to be building my water bottle right here where the origin is. So I want this to come up and move back. So I'm going to hit GZ to grab it in the Z axis or Z axis, move it up here so it's about flush with that red axis, and then I'm going to hit GY and just slide that guy back about 2 grids or so. Leave me some space here in order to model. So this alone is probably okay. If I just wanted to look at it from that's the back perspective. Let me look at it from the front perspective. Boom. All right, you can see that's about perfect right there. A lot of 3D artists like to use another image, the side image, so that they can work both planes into a 3D object. So so we could use this if we need to. We're going to go ahead and Shift D to duplicate this, and you can see we've got this duplicate. If we move our cursor around here, we're going to actually hit GZ. Nope. I apologize for that. We're going to grab the duplicate, and we're going to do RZ90, enter, in order to get it to rotate 90 degrees around the Z or Z axis. So you can see it's kind of crisscrossed here. It's kind of cool. But what we really need is we need this guy right here to move back along the X axis. So I'm going to hit GX, slide it back, and then hit GY to slide it forward, so we can kind of get a side view there. So I didn't change the settings, and so if we create our water bottle, kind of, we might want to position this guy a little bit closer to so that the center of the water bottle is resting at the center of the green axis. It's pretty good. All right, so that is how we set up our reference images, or one way to do it. And now we're ready to actually model, which we'll cover in the next tutorial. So thanks for your time and attention, and we will see you in the next video.